Welcome to the Airway District Talk Show. Today we have a special guest, dare I say they are twins, and their new debut album, Double the Trouble, is just climbing the charts. So they may be a little shy, but I want you all to put your hands together and give a warm welcome to the Spiritus Sancti twins.
All right.
Would you look at that? Well, how about you two introduce yourselves? The audience wants to know your real names.
All right. Well, my name is Juan.
And you?
Oh, my name is Tu.
Okay. All right. So Juan, tell me where you two are from.
We are from the mean streets of Brazil, Espiritu State to be exact.
So you mean to tell me that you're not from a glass container?
Nah, fool, I just told you we are from Brazil.
Okay, twins. So I want to read to you some lyrics from your debut album, Double the Trouble. In one song it says, "Some say the PSS makes the sex spectacular. Keep my soil dry so I don't get rotted. Buy a Sancti, it ain't tricking if you got it." Now, come on, guys. What are these lyrics all about? Two, maybe you can answer that one.
What is this? Are you disrespecting our lyrics? I wrote that verse, and you're kind of disrespectful. Yeah, you are disrespectful. We saw your last show. You said that we were too expensive and that the Adaba Poensi looks better than us. So listen here, you got two choices. Either you kick back with the disrespect, or we kick your ass. How about that?
Okay, so I tell you what, we are gonna go to a commercial break before it goes from 0 to 100 real quick. So you all stay tuned with us and we'll be right back. You're called a Spiritus Sancti. You're supposed to act sanctified. Security, remove them from my set. The fuck? Get this microphone off of me. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Dave. In this video, I want to talk about the Philodendron Spiritus Sancti. I want to share with you all my experience in caring for both of these, just in case you want to get one in the future, just in case you already have one. But as you can see, mines are a bit small. They're far from mature. I bought them as a seedling and they have grown quite a bit since the time that I got them. So how about we hop over to the East Coast of the United States and we'll have my friend Michael from the YouTube channel, The Planted Eye, talk about his Philodendron Spiritus Sancti. Mike, take it away.
Hey, what's up, fam? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael and my channel is called The Planted Eye. Dave, I know that you wanted me to come on here and talk about my Spiritus Sancti, and I've seen yours. Actually, I think I've seen both of them. They're nice. They're nice, dude. You got something going on over there. They're real nice. But I can tell you this, mine, dude. Look at this. Look at this. I got her probably September, October of last year, 2022. She's still a seedling, but she was a much smaller seedling, and she has definitely thrived in my environment. This is my latest leaf. Look how shiny she is. She is beautiful, man. I love this plant. I mean, it's funny because I did a video a couple videos back, and I listed her as an honorable mention. And I think she heard me and was like, "No, I'm not going to be an honorable mention. I'm a star, and I'm going to show you my star status." So she has definitely grown. She came out with this leaf. This may be the only leaf. Is there any leaves? Yeah, I think this is the only leaf that was one of the original ones. She came out with this one after that. Well, she came out with this one. Then she said, "Oh, no. Let me show you this one. This I'm going to really show out now." So she is definitely grown. I love what they look like in their mature form. Nothing better. I got her from Ecuagenera, USA, out of Florida. I can't do nothing but rave about her. I keep her in a aeroid mix, which is consists of a cocoa coir acquired chip, the fine version of cocoa coir, some perlite, vermiculite. I believe in this one I also have zeolite and lava rock and pumice. So I did the whole Monty with this one. That's it in terms of care. She's sitting under a grow light. She is watered every 1.5 to 2 weeks with a quarter dose of fertilizer. She stays in about 65 to 70 degrees in terms of temperature and about 50% humidity. And I think she's been thriving, man. So, Dave, I want to thank you for inviting me onto your channel so we can see who's boss of the Spiritus Sancti. You know, let me know what you got, bruh. And you know, and we're gonna have to do a rematch probably in the spring / summer. Look at this. Look at this. All right, guys. Have a good one. Until next time, let's make it do what it do.
Okay, first and foremost, when it comes to care of all of my aeroids, I kind of like to know exactly where the plant is native to before I decide on how I'm going to care for it. The Philodendron Spiritus Sancti, the species is originally from the Espírito state of Brazil. Plants from Brazil seem to be a lot more hardy in my experience. I can tell you the Billietier is from Brazil. It's very hardy. The Thaumatophyllum Salum, that one is from Brazil. And I am noticing that here in Los Angeles, most species that are from Brazil, when it comes to philodendron at least, they can actually live outdoors here. And I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the equator. I know that the equator is up here. You know, most of the country of Brazil is quite a ways away from the equator. So it makes those philodendrons, you know, a little bit more hardier than the ones from Colombia and Ecuador or even Panama. They're right by the equator. So that is how I looked at it. The first time that I seen the Spiritus Sancti seedlings was on the YouTube channel Red Leaf Exotics. He had his seedlings growing in his greenhouse, and I think in the southern United States, and they were, you know, growing pretty well for him in 50-degree weather. I think the humidity wasn't even that high, and his Spiritus Sancti were, you know, just doing really well. So that's kind of the route that I took caring for these. So let's talk about the potting media. I do believe that this plant will do well in semi-hydro, but when it comes to a soil mix, I have mine in a very chunky soilless mix. There is charcoal, cocoa coir, sphagnum moss, and a bunch of different rocks in here just to make a very chunky consistency, because this plant definitely needs airflow. That's one of the things. You know, in correlation to humidity, this plant does not need high humidity. You know, this plant can get away with normal household conditions, and I've already proven that. When I first got it, when it was a very small seedling, it was in this room. Before I turned this room into a plant room, these seedlings were here, and it was very low humidity, and the plant was just growing just fine. You know, I assume if I put it in a very, very high humidity environment, there would have been a chance of rot. You know, that's just what my instinct was telling me. So I gave it good airflow, and it's coming along just fine. I recently put them on a moss pole, so that can help out with making this plant mature quicker. We'll see about that. So soon as you have a rare plant, your mind may think, oh, this needs high humidity, it needs to be covered up just because it is expensive and whatnot. Not with this plant. You do not need to have this in some type of glass dome. You don't need to go crazy trying to put together the most elaborate potting mix for it. it is a very hardy plant. It'll probably get along with most of the potting medias that you decide to put it in, as long as it does have some airflow. But this plant is very hardy and it's easy. You don't need to give it high humidity. I've heard some people say that it grows slow. Not in my experience. Maybe because this is a seedling, it's actually growing quite fast for me. So it is fun to watch this one grow just because it does keep going. It is wintertime and the temperatures in this room can drop down to 60 degrees at night, and then it'll rise up to 70 degrees during the day. And I think that's just perfect for this plant. I'm pretty sure you will attest to me saying that it grows consistently and it's not fussy at all. I am not even sure why this plant was endangered. I assume that, this plant being hardy didn't have anything to do with it being endangered. Maybe it was deforestation or something like that, but this plant is very, very easy. When it comes to watering, I do use tap water that I treat. I put a few drops of aquarium conditioner in the water and I spray the plant down anytime that it gets almost dry. Fertilization, every time I make a watering can, I put a very light dose of nutrients from the aquaponics. I have the hydroponics, nutrients. I put that in the water very lightly and I spray all my plants down with that every time that I water. You let it dry almost completely out. I'll check the leaves and see if it's soft enough for me to water, because if the leaves are just full on firm, then I'm gonna leave it dry until I can, test the leaves and see that the plant needs water. Because the last thing that I want to do is overwater my Spiritus Sancti, And so far I haven't had any issues with overwatering or underwatering. I think this plant, once it, the more mature that it gets, the more drought tolerant it would be. You just want to keep on checking on these old leaves and see how firm they are. You see how this one is quite firm. So this potting media is not that moist, but this is still firm. So I'm just going to leave it alone for a couple days. So let's talk about 3 things that I know about the Philodendron Spiritus Sancti. It does not need very high humidity. I feel like 40% on up to 60% will be fine. Anything higher than that, you're running the risk of root rot. Second, let the soil go almost completely dry before you water it again. When it comes to semi-hydro, I'm not sure, but I believe that this plant will do just fine in semi-hydro, being that, LECA or pond does have pretty good airflow. Third, I would say give it bright indirect light. Direct light, I have not tested that out, but I know that it grows consistently with just normal bright light or bright LED light. 3 cool things about the Philodendron Spiritus Sancti. One being the shape of the leaves. When it gets mature, the long, narrow, lance-shaped leaves does look like some type of an ancient ninja sword. And I feel like that's just really cool. The second cool thing about this is the green, the color. When it gets mature, once again, the green on the leaves starts to develop a silver or blue tint on top of it. And I've seen that in person, and it does make this plant stand apart from a lot of the other philodendrons. And the third thing is they have a variegated version. If you've seen the variegated Spiritus Sancti, that thing is just, man, that thing is amazing. The new leaves does come out, pink, and it starts to, develop all kinds of white cream color variegation. And it doesn't get any better than that when it comes to philodendron, So hey, there may be a few of you out there who do not plan on getting a Philodendron Spiritus Sancti, but I got something for you. How about I show you a couple of new plants that I got and a couple plants that put out new leaves that are doing well for me. I'm excited about them, just looking at them now that I'm chilling in this room. Let me show you. Look, I just got another Monstera Thai constellation. I saw this one online for very cheap, and look at the variegation on it. So, you know, when it comes to the Monstera Thai constellation, what you see is what you get. So the variegation is within the DNA of this plant, and this one, as you can see, has very high variegation. So I am sure that this plant will have some crazy variegated leaves. So that's why I went on ahead and bought this one, even though I already have this one. This one won't grow. So I am hoping that this tissue culture batch is, you know, doesn't have the same problem of, you know, that slow growth and, you know, prone to root rot issue that some of the tissue culture batches have. So that's my new Monstera Thai constellation. Also, I do have a couple more Ace of Spade hybrid seedlings down there, but it's not much to see. Check out this Ace of Spade hybrid leaf here though. So this one is starting to expand, and the color on it is crazy. So this one again, this is a Ace of Spade Poppy Laminum crossed with Bessier, and I love that. That is starting to be my favorite Anthurium hybrid in my collection. Anthurium Doc Block going crazy. Look at that new leaf. Clarinervium there. So that's all I got for you, but I want to shout out Jasmina Lowe for the Plant Daddy hoodie that I have on right now. Her style when it comes to her merchandise definitely fit, you know, my style, and I really like it. So go over to her channel, go over to her website. What is it called? I'll put it on the screen, and get some of the plant merch because it's definitely fire. After this video, I'm gonna go shopping on her website myself. But everybody stay blessed. Thank you, Michael from the Planted Eye YouTube channel, for joining me on this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.